Okay, so this is the video that I'm making to go over the syllabus. I've just put it into a presentation format to make it easier to see. My contact information, we've already discussed, is here. Email me if you have any questions. That is the best way to contact me. Make sure that you are in the Google Classroom. This is a join code, but you also received an invitation. And if you have not joined AP Classroom already, do so. This is the code. So go to College Board, sign into your account, and enter in this code. So this is just the information about the course. Like I said, we're going to do lots of labs. The 4 big ideas are units. So the 9, we will go through all 9 of these in order. My goal is to be done with kinetics, so have units 1 through 5 done before the end of the first semester. So your midterm will be those 5, and then these other 4 will be what we do after the midterm. So I will have provided you with the course and exam description file, as well as the course's curriculum map or framework in your Google Drive folder. The exam is Friday, May 7th, 2021. So remember, on the paper copy that I gave you, it still said 2020. You can just cross that out. It will be 2021 by then, I hope. Okay, so the test, multiple choice, 60 questions, hour and a half. That's about 1.5 minutes for every question. So the big thing with the multiple choice section is a calculator is not permitted. So that's going to be mental math or math that you will need to have written out, but it will not be anything too crazy that you would definitely need a calculator for. All right, so if you can get your average down to about 1.5 minutes per question, then you'll be in great shape leading up to the exam. Free response is a longer section, so that's 1 hour and 45 minutes for 7 questions. There will be 3 long answer questions that are worth 10 points, 4 short answer questions that are worth 4 points. So we will get used to answering these throughout the year because each exam will include 1 long and 1 short answer question. So in this section, you will be able to use a graphing calculator or whatever calculator you may have to answer the questions. Okay, so the task verbs for the FRQs, these are them. I'm not going to go over them. We will talk about them as we go through each of the question types this year. So it would be useful for you to learn what they do before you take the tests, but we will reinforce that whenever we do take the tests. All right, now into my stuff. So for class, I recommend that you have a 3-ring binder, but a spiral notebook will also be fine. I strongly recommend the binder though, just so you can put the notes in there and have that available for you whenever you are, whenever we're going over notes, whether it's at home or in school. You need a pencil and a pen. Whenever you're working on a math question, please use a pencil. I don't want to have to sift through all of the things that you have crossed out with your pen, so use a pencil on those. Calculator for sure. Bring the calculator to school every day. And this is your textbook information, which you have received a hard copy and the online copy. If you have any issues accessing the online copy, let me know. Behavior, pink slip system. If you do something wrong, you will receive a pink slip, and depending on how severe it is, you will lose more conduct points. Okay, so let's just avoid that and have a good year. Attendance. So if tardies are becoming a problem, we'll need to talk. But since this is in conjunction with homeroom, I'll just mark you as tardy, and then that will go down to Mr. Hollop. Okay, so just be aware of that. Be on time for school. If you are online, you are still expected to be in the Zoom meeting that I will set up in time for the beginning of homeroom. Okay, so get there as soon as possible. Try to get there early. And if you don't sign in, then I have to mark you as absent. Okay, so just be aware of that. Late work, I do accept all late work, but it will only receive half credit, and I only accept late work up until the date of whatever work that is, whatever unit that work is in, up until that unit exam. Okay, if you take a unit exam after when I normally administer it, then you will take a different version and you will not receive the curve. Okay, so a little incentive for being there whenever I give the exam. These are all the assessments that we'll use this year. So there will be homework, especially when you're online. Most of that will just be done for completion. Some of them, and I will let you know what will be, some of it will be graded for accuracy. Okay, so just be aware of that. Lab reports, after every lab, you'll either need to complete the packet or I will tell you what questions to answer. And there will be several formal lab reports, usually about one every quarter, where it will be almost like an English essay where you need to have the proper formatting and everything, and it needs to be really nicely organized. Okay, so that will be a bigger project. The unit exams, I already told you in class, but the unit exam will be done over 2 periods. There will be multiple choice questions and at least one long and one short FRQ. The midterm will be the cumulative assessment for the fall semester. It will be all multiple choice. And like I said, hopefully it will be units 1 through 5. You will not take a final because you're taking the AP chemistry exam. However, there will be a little final project that will be a little bit more fun than taking an exam. Lab, super important, okay? All I'm concerned about is not only what you are learning, but staying safe. So you need to follow the directions. Watch the video where I go over the lab contract. But this also helps to really summarize our goals. So you need to have your science syllabus and lab contract in order to participate in anything. And until I have those, you will not participate in labs. You will need to wear goggles, gloves, and an apron during every lab. If a lab doesn't require them, I will let you know. But just know that anytime we are doing a lab, you will need to have those unless instructed otherwise. You will need to roll up any long sleeves you have on and tie back long hair. You will always wear a mask in class, whether it's a lab or not. But keep in mind that when we're in lab and you're working with your partner, you need to maintain social distancing. So that basically means that one person will be doing the stuff, the other person will be recording. Now this goes really with the school's dress code, but no open-toed shoes, loose clothing. And if you ever have any dangling jewelry items, you'll need to take them off before you do the lab. There's no eating or drinking in my classroom at all. So during lab, that is a huge no-no. However, because of the new rule with water, if you need to drink water, you have to leave the lab. So you'll have to take your gloves off, you'll have to wash your hands, and you'll have to leave the lab in order to do so. After every lab, you need to clean and sanitize all your materials as well as your work area. I have sprays and wipes. We also have sinks and soap. So whatever the appropriate way of cleaning up that stuff, that is your responsibility, not mine. And at the end of every lab before you leave, you need to wash your hands with soap and water. No exceptions. If there is a lab activity that can be done at home, I will give you the information. I might even give you materials. It will never be anything more than just, like a kitchen table lab, like things that you would have at home normally. Okay, I'm not going to give you any sort of crazy chemicals to take home. Masks need to be worn at all times, need to be covering your nose and your chin. So if it is not covering your nose or not covering your chin, I will let you know, okay? But if you're not wearing your mask for whatever reason, I don't know why, then I'm giving you a strike. If you get 3 strikes, you get a pink slip. Accommodations, if you ever need any help, just ask. All right. But if you have documentation for accommodations, then obviously those will be made for you. Cheating. The first instance of cheating, you will get 0 credit for whatever was copied, and then a pink slip worth 3 points. If it happens again, you get 0 credit for the entire assignment and a pink slip worth 10 points. If it happens a third time, then we're just going right into the student handbook for plagiarism, and that's going to be 15 points in Saturday detention. Really something that you don't want. And I would hope that by this point you would have learned your lesson. Okay? Now, if it is more than just a question or two that have been copied and it's more significant portion of an assignment, then I reserve the right to, go immediately to the second or even the third. All right, so just be aware of that. Google Classroom is what I will use to communicate and post assignments. So you need to be in there. I will keep it as straightforward as I can, but make sure that you're in there. AP Classroom is also very important. There are a lot of resources on there for you, so get in there as soon as you can. And really, by the second day of class, you have to be in there. All right, so if you're not in there yet, get in there. Grading is weighted, so all homework and in-class stuff is worth 20%. Quizzes should be down here with the exams, but that's 40%. And then lab reports and projects are 40%. Your fall semester grade breakdown is like that. Spring semester grade is broken down like that because you have no final. And just know that your yearly is half of your fall semester and half of your spring semester combined. So if you have any questions, please reach out to me, email me, or talk to me in class, and we will discuss whatever we need to discuss. Have both your syllabus and your lab contract filled out and turned in by our next day of class so you can participate in our lab. Thanks for tuning in.